I have a story to tell about something that happened to our family last week. I'm sorry, I try not to get emotional, but it was a scary story. A little over a week ago on Friday, April 21st, my wife, Molly, gave birth to a boy, a baby boy. His name is William John Kimmel. He appeared to be a normal, healthy baby until about 3 hours after he was born. We were out of the delivery room. We moved to the recovery room. Our whole family was there. And we introduced him to his 2.5-year-old sister. She was cute with him. We were happy. Everything was good. My wife was in bed relaxing. And when a very attentive nurse at Cedars-Sinai Hospital was checking him out and heard a murmur in his heart, which is common with newborn babies, but she also noticed he was a bit purple, which is not common. So I accompanied Billy and the nurse, went down the hall to another part of the hospital, and they determined he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. They did an echocardiogram and found that Billy was born with a heart disease. So this poor kid, this is what he looked like on Monday. But this is what he looked like yesterday. We brought him home. Poor kid, not only did he get a bad heart, he got my face. Well, here's a picture of my wife and me and Billy and our daughter, Jane. And you can see Jane's pretty excited about having another kid in the house. And I want to say one other thing. President Trump last month proposed a $6 billion cut in funding to the National Institute of Health. And thank God our congressman made a deal last night to not go along with that. They actually increased funding by $2 billion. More than 40% of the people who would have been affected by those cuts to the National Institute of Health are children. We were brought up to believe that we live in the greatest country in the world. But until a few years ago, millions and millions of us had no access to health insurance at all. You know, before 2014, if you were born with congenital heart disease like my son was, there was a good chance you'd never be able to get health insurance because you had a pre-existing condition. If your parents didn't have medical insurance, you might not live long enough to even get denied because of a pre-existing condition. If your baby is going to die, and it doesn't have to, it shouldn't matter how much money you make. Whatever your party, whatever you believe, whatever you support, we need to make sure that the people who are supposed to represent us, the people who are meeting about this right now in Washington, understand that very clearly. Let's stop with the nonsense. We need to take care of each other. I saw a lot of families there, and no parent should ever have to decide if they can afford to save their child's life. It just shouldn't happen.